Welcome to Football Today TV. These is your home for updated football news. So feel free to share your opinions and remember to subscribe as we continue to grow our family. Manchester City and Chelsea are both reported to be interested in signing one of England's most exciting young football prospects, 16-year-old Jeremy Monga. These two Premier League giants are ready to spend around €25 million for the teenage winger, a figure that shows how highly they value his potential and future development. Monga has already caught the eye of clubs across Europe because of his talent at such a young age. He made his first team debut for Leicester City after coming through their youth system, and he became one of the youngest players ever to appear in the English Premier League when he featured in a match last season. Both Manchester City and Chelsea are well known for signing and developing young players, and this move could be another example of that strategy in action. City have a strong track record of developing youth talent through their squad and academy, often giving promising youngsters chances to grow and eventually become top players. Likewise, Chelsea have also historically invested in young players, bringing them into their system with the hope of turning them into future stars. What makes this transfer interest particularly interesting is that Leicester City are believed to be confident they can keep Monga at their club. Even though the offer of around €25 million is significant, Leicester's management think keeping the teenager would be better for his development, rather than letting him move immediately to a bigger club's first team. This shows that Leicester value his progression and might want him to continue playing regularly before making a big move. Jeremy Monga's potential has attracted attention because of how early he broke into professional football. At just 16 years old, he has already played in the Premier League and faced some of the best defenders in England, something most players his age have not yet experienced. This early exposure to elite football levels helps explain why City and Chelsea are considering investing heavily in him. Both clubs will likely see signing Monga not just as adding a player for the present, but as an investment for the future. If Monga continues to grow and improve, he could become one of the leading young English players of his generation. Looking at the history of both clubs, they have shown they can turn gifted youngsters into top professionals, giving them high-level training, exposure to big matches, and opportunities to develop in a competitive environment. It is also worth noting that this isn't the first time Monga has been on the radar of top clubs. His early breakthrough and performances for Leicester's first team have sparked interest from other big teams in England and abroad. While he is still very young and relatively unproven compared to older players, his raw talent is clear, and that is why clubs are willing to pay large fees for him. If Manchester City were to sign Monga, it would be another example of their focus on strengthening for the future while still competing at the highest levels now. City have competed for major trophies consistently in recent seasons, and their strategy has included adding promising young players who can adapt to Pep Guardiola's style of play and grow with the team over time. Chelsea, on the other hand, are also rebuilding after some mixed seasons, and they have shown they want to blend youth with experience as part of a longer-term plan to return to the top of English football. Bringing in a highly rated teenager like Monga could help them redefine their squad and give their manager exciting new attacking options for the future. One key thing to watch with this potential transfer is how Leicester City respond. Although the reports suggest Leicester are confident of keeping Monga, big offers from City or Chelsea could still force their hand. Clubs in England often need to balance the financial opportunity of selling a young talent with the football benefits that come from having him play regularly. For Leicester, deciding whether to accept a huge fee now or risk losing the player later without him ever reaching his full development at the club is a major challenge. Another factor in this story is the Premier League's record books and youth history. Monga became one of the youngest players to feature in the league when he made his debut, and that achievement has already placed him in conversations about young prodigies in English football. Some other young players who have become legends started in similar ways, coming into professional football very early and proving their ability on big stages. If Monga does transfer to either Manchester City or Chelsea, his early career path could dramatically change. At City, he would likely join a squad with highly competitive attacking players, meaning he might start with youth or reserve sides or see limited first-team action at first. But training alongside world-class talent every day could benefit his development. At Chelsea, depending on how their squad is managed, He might see more opportunities to break into the first team earlier because the club often mixes youth with senior players. The next part of this transfer story will likely involve negotiations between Leicester City and the interested clubs. If either Manchester City or Chelsea make an official offer that Leicester find hard to refuse, that could shift the balance. However, Leicester's confidence in keeping Monga could mean they will ask for a higher price or better developmental guarantees before agreeing to any deal. Fans of both clubs are already starting discussions about where Monga might fit into their teams. Manchester City fans might see him as another exciting young attacker, while Chelsea supporters could imagine him growing into a dynamic player capable of changing games in the future. Either way, the interest from both clubs highlights how highly Monga is rated across the Premier League. From a broader perspective, this transfer interest also reflects how English football values young talent. Clubs are willing to spend large transfer fees on teenagers with huge potential. This trend has been growing as teams look to find the next big star early, rather than only buying established players. If Monga lives up to expectations, he could become one of the biggest stories in English football in the coming years. For now, Monga remains a Leicester City player, and the Foxes will continue to work with him at the training ground to improve his skills and strength. Leicester's coaches will likely focus on giving him game time and helping him become more confident and consistent on the pitch. This approach could help them convince the youngster that staying with Leicester for more time is better for his career development. Meanwhile, Manchester City and Chelsea will be watching closely. If the clubs decide the €25 million valuation is worth paying, they could begin formal negotiations soon. Each club will have to present a convincing plan for how they will use Monga in the future, whether that means immediate first-team involvement or a long-term pathway through youth and development squads. In addition to the financial and football aspects, there is also the emotional and psychological side of the decision for Monga himself. At 16, deciding between staying at Leicester, where he is comfortable, and potentially moving to a huge club with greater pressure and competition will be a major choice. He and his family will need to consider where he will have the best chance to grow both as a player and a person. So, this transfer story serves as another example of how the Premier League continues to shape the futures of the world's best young talents. With clubs investing in youth and focusing on long-term success, players like Jeremy Monga are becoming central to the next generation of football stars. Whether he joins Manchester City, Chelsea, or stays at Leicester for now, his career will be exciting to follow.